Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to another game of A Feast for Odin, the Norwegians. I lied, I want to do one more. I'm just having too good of a time. So, let's just swing right into it here. We know how it all works. This is our starting occupation, Scribe, which gives us a runestone whenever we perform an exploration or emigration action. That's exploration is the actions that can get you a new island, and emigration, of course, is the emigration actions. There is a clarification in the rulebook. You do not get a runestone for doing this action, so it only works on the ones that can retire the big boats, which still I think makes this pretty good. At this point, honestly, I think a profession is pretty decent if it gives you like 4 points. We can definitely get more than 2 runestones out of this, right? So I'm thinking we want to commit it early. We want to get an island going early. And I've been looking at the islands that are available with the whaling boat. I'm thinking maybe we get a whaling boat, we pick up one of these right away, and we did an Isle of Man game already. I kind of think we want to go for the Isle of Skye here. It's a little bit awkward it's very, very easy to get the first couple of points of income here. And then it gets a little awkwardly shaped and also kind of big as you move up. But there's a runestone and a wool on here, and I think that's got to make it good enough. So we're going to... What I want to do here is play our profession on the first turn, get a whaling boat, use a whaling boat to pick up Isle of Skye, and get the runestone. All on the first turn. Let's see if we can pull that off. Our artisan shed is the Cowshed and the armory. I'm not wild about the Cowshed. Like, it's very, very easy to get that 1 point of income going, but you're not going to get that milk without sacrificing a cat. Like, this is very non-trivial to get the milk, right? And then all you get out of it is milk. It is worth noting, though, that the Cowshed is worth two more points than it has negatives on it, which is not true of most of the artisan sheds. So it is extra points if you manage to deal with it, but I think we're going to play it on the other side here, the armory. It has ore and sword as income, and if you max it out, it is only 0 points, but I think this is a little easier to work with. It's actually kind of a pain to get the point of income, I guess, but I like the ore income a lot better than the milk income. And I think the ore income's a lot easier to get than the milk income. Yeah, we're going to play with it as the armory. So, let's build toward it. We have some pretty standard mountains. We actually got a light forest mountain up front here, which is interesting, but I think maybe not hugely relevant for us because we do have a lot of stuff that we want to do with wood. So, let's talk about that. Let's talk about getting this thing on the ground first. If we play this, we get to grab a bunch of resources, we get to play our card, we get to do some upgrades, then we can spend a worker to build the whaling boat and a worker to do the exploration, and that'll give us a runestone. Oh, we should probably go ahead and do the actual setup of the game first, though, or the beginning of the first turn. So let's go ahead and get our harvest, and then our weapon card comes out. Snare, okay. Snare's fine, I think. I guess it didn't matter terribly. I suppose sword would have been good since we probably are going to be pursuing a ship-heavy strategy. Yeah, so is that the right way to do this? If we don't do this thing, then in order to play the card, we have to either spend 2 guys to make this happen, or we have to spend 1 stone or 1 ore. Which we could get. So if we could play 2 guys here, get the 3 leftmost resources from this mountain, take 2 weapon cards, spend the stone to play Scribe, and get a coin. That's 3 guys spent. Guy 4 gets the boat, guy 5 does the exploration, and then guy 6 is free to do something. I don't even know what. We could try to catch fish, right? We have spear and 2 snares. That's not unlikely. We could go for your classic flax to linen, or yeah, I don't necessarily think that's bad. That said, we could not do this just play this to get our profession out. But I guess this doesn't get us the wood. So yeah, let's go ahead and do it the way I was saying it first. So we're going to commit 2 guys to the mountain here. We're also going to draw ourselves some weapon cards, make our lives a little bit easier in the future. Grab 3 things off of that. And then we'll take 1 guy to here, spend that stone, play a profession card, get a coin. 1 guy to here, get a whaling boat. We do have an extra guy. You know what we could do? Since we're going to do a 1-man exploration action, we could actually spend 2 guys on the boat and get a Gnar instead for the same amount of wood. The Gnar obviously can't be used for whaling, but it can be used for some other actions that are kind of compelling. If we don't do that, hold on, let's have a look at like what we would do here. So either way, we're definitely going to play this action. It's going to give us a runestone, and then if we do it that way, we don't actually have a lot of stuff to cover income tiles with. We could use that 1 guy to help us cover up some income, like flax to linen, gets us an extra coin right away. But yeah, that's probably for the best. Let's just take the whaling boat. Let's not spend the extra guy. So we'll do this. We'll take the island that we said we were going to take. We'll get a runestone for our troubles. And then this runestone is going to give us 1 income. If we do a flax to linen, and then we eat the rest of the food for the feast. If we do a flax to linen, then we can lay the linen down somewhere and get another point of income. We can use the silver to cover up a 0. Like, it's actually a little awkward because of the way our tiles are spaced, because we can't use a silver to cover up this 0. Both of these spaces have to be filled. But we could do like runestone here, linen over top of this, and then the silver just lays here. Spend a silver to get a silver back immediately during the income step. And then we can have the guy do some. That is what the guy's doing. Or we can accept just getting 2 income, but ending up with a Gnar instead of a whaling boat. We do want something that we can emigrate early, ideally, so that we can not just trigger Scribe again, but also so that we can worry less about food. I think I am actually going to change the plan. I think we are going to build a Gnar with our wood instead of a whaling boat, and we'll see if that ends up being a bad idea. This still gets us to 2 income, which is a thing that we usually try to do on turn 1. So yeah, we play the runestone here, and the silver there. And we just have this extra wood. We'll find something to do with it, I'm sure. That's okay. That seems fine. So we get 2 income, which is not bad. And no animal breeding, obviously. The feast is we eat all of the food except for the flax. I probably at this point don't have to lay that out. You can all see it. And then bonus, we cannot make a bonus happen, even with all of our remaining coins, which is maybe a sign that, I don't know. Whatever, we're fine. We'll be fine. Stuff comes off the mountain, and we get... Oof, that is a lot of wood. Big forest, not necessarily great for us. Alright, second turn. Was this a good start? I don't know, man. Maybe. I tend to look for, big explosive starts. That tends to be the sign of a game that's going well. But I guess last game it felt like we had a pretty explosive start, and it just kind of got away from us. We didn't have the right setup, or I didn't manipulate our setup well, or something. I don't know. Alright, so this turn we have 7 dudes, and we do right now have the money to emigrate. We could set up a really, really easy emigration. I kind of want to. Do we want to use the ship for something first? You can use a Nahr to do this. You can take 2 special tiles by paying the combined silver cost of them. So you've probably noticed that the special tiles have a little hand with money on it in addition to their sword value. If you are willing to commit just 1 coin, you can get like this or this, and also the prayer beads, which have a cost of 0. We currently do not have the ability to play that tile and the emigrate. We are 1 coin short. But you can get a lot of coverage out of just a couple of small gray tiles. So that's kind of my inclination, is that we spend 3 pawns doing that, 2 pawns emigrating the ship, and that would mean that these 2 pawns together need to get us 1 coin and then also some other stuff. If we do that emigration, we only have to make 5 spaces worth of food, which is like green beans and peas and a coin. And remember, it's remember that remember that feasting is post income. So yeah, you can tell I've had a day. I've had a bit of a day. The board gaming has really helped calm me down, honestly. I like this plan. It's like one of these guys could be for flax to linen, make our lives a little bit easier on that. We can just lay the linen across here, like I was saying, and get another point of income off of it. And then we could put the runestone right here and take the helmet-looking thing to cover these spaces, and that gets us up to 4 income for the next turn, while also having reduced the amount of food that we're going to have to pay over the course of the game by a considerable amount. Or we could there's like a bunch of ways we could play this, right? It's pretty good, in my opinion. I think we ought to do it. So, how are you going to get me a coin? Well, there are a couple of ways to do it. We don't have a stone. Oh, I wish we did. One guy getting a coin is pretty much just him going here then, right? And that's not great. It's just a guy gets green bean and coin. I do wish we had another stone. Gosh, I wish we had 1 more money. Yeah, there's not really a way to do this, unfortunately. There aren't 2 things that cost 0, are there? No. No, you do have to put at least 1 coin into that. Okay. Well, I think we're committed to it, though. So let's go ahead and do this. It's just like, it's very good, actually, to spend a single coin and get this kind of value. And it's obviously only available to the first player to do it, and you have to have built a Nahr. But, like, look at that. 3 guys and a coin makes 10 spaces of coverage. And gets you a card. I don't know if I shuffled these yet. Okay. The Burka Settler. Alright, I'm going to have to look at the appendix on that one. What is that? 110. Immediately after each time you use the overseas trading action space requiring 2 Vikings, that's, That's a space that doesn't exist on this board. On the original game's board, there were 2 of these. Let me see if the rulebook has errata for that. Okay, if the relevant action space is not in the game, discard this card and draw a new one. Fair enough. Get out of here. Draw. Nope, I clicked the wrong thing on the menu. Cowherd. Okay, when you play this, you can pay a grain and 2 coins to get cow. That is a pretty good card. And you know, it's not too late for us to play this as the Cowshed. We haven't actually built it yet. I believe you make the decision when you build it. If we can get a cow that easily, I mean, we could totally just get another cow and start letting them breed, but also we could just do this with it. I don't know. I guess we'll make that decision when we get there. So we don't have to place these just yet. We have to get a coin, and the only way for us to get a coin is to do this thing. Not ideal, but I think worth it. You two perform an emigration. We paid silver equal to the current round, which is 2, and retire the ship. And like, it's not just a matter of paying less food over the course of the game. Because we're paying points equal to the current round, that was way more valuable than the emigrations we've been doing. That was an 11-point gain instead of the 6 that it is later. And then this guy does just flax to linen, right? I think it would be very hard for anything else to be the same value here. Okay, so we are approaching income. Let's play out our income tiles. So this feels like it's pretty good, but... well, we can't cover the 2... Actually, we can't even cover that 1 until we do this thing. But that's why we took the funny shaped tile. Okay, now covering that 1 is legal. And it also makes covering that 2 a little bit easier. There's nothing we can do about that right now, but... oh, I didn't take the runestone from our scribe. So scribe has already been worth the points. What do we do? Hold on. Since we have a runestone, maybe we put this here instead, because I think we really do want the helmet down here. The helmet covers this nicely, whereas this thing doesn't really play in that space very well. This thing doesn't do anything very well. Yeah, that's really awkward. I guess that's the price you pay for the cheap thing. Alright, what if we arrange this differently? What if we do... Nope, can't do that. You know, one thing we could do is we could just play this here and not take the free mead. I don't actually hate that. That's not that bad. Yeah, who needs mead, right? So then here we do this and this like we had set before, and then we just put the runestone here and use it to generate more runestones. Honestly, that feels pretty great, and that's got this whole area covered. So now all we have to do is fill these. We can get that income. We can probably get that income next turn. Get that wool coming in. Yeah, I think that's good. So we're at 4. And I'm only going to take 3 of it because we're going to eat the other one right away. So no animal breeding, feast time. We eat a silver and a mead and some beans. Listen, if you don't eat your silver, you won't turn a proper Viking shade of blue. And then how will the invaders know that you're the Viking? We don't want to doctor up any more bonuses. I don't even think we have the option to. So at bonus time, all we get is a runestone. Honestly, could be a lot worse. And then mountains do mountainous things, you know, as they are wont to do. Ooh, that's an exciting mountain. Not a lot of building resources on it, which I, for some reason, am already assuming is going to be a good thing for us. And get your Vikings back. Orange Vikings, return to me. I don't know, man. It's possible that I emigrated too quickly there. I think an early emigration is broadly a pretty good thing. It's not just the scribe driving me to do that. Obviously, like, that has taken 12 spaces of food off of our plate. That's a weird way to put it, but you know what I'm trying to say. It has made feeding tremendously easier for the foreseeable future. But I'm wondering if we got enough value from the ship. Well, too late to worry about it now. So no harvest. The A board would flip, but we have... Oh no, we don't have the A board. Sorry, we have the B board. A board does flip. And then this stuff happens. We just gotta keep engineing up here. Red card is... Spear. Spear's fine. Actions. So, if we want to trigger scribe again, we got to get a boat again. We probably don't need to, though. If we're going to get another boat, it probably ought to be a longboat, so that might be a thing that doesn't happen this round. Okay, we have a wood. And there is a spot where wood, stone, stone are the next resources, so we could go for a 3-resource thing, and then do this build, the boat plus house build that I like so much, and get ourselves a longboat that way. We could also just build a whaling boat and then do this thing at the end of the turn, get ourselves a long ship. That's probably the more efficient way to do it. I mean, it's definitely the more worker efficient way to do it. So, we could... I'm trying to think of how we're going to get Cowherd to work. We could do this to generate the grain, but doing that means that we don't have the money to play Cowherd anymore. So probably the best way to do it is just to wait until next... Oh no, we actually still have grain. We haven't eaten our grain yet. So actually... Cowherd would work right now. And then we could play this space and get a cow. And that wasn't even my plan, but we've been given such an opportunity to get cow breeding going that it feels like it would be silly not to take it. Yeah, so if we spend all of our money on that, we have to get one more money so that we can make this happen, but we already have the wood to build the boat. So that's a lot of our men are still free. You're building a boat, you're doing that action. One of you, probably 2 of you, are taking the upgrade action because that's also how we're going to play Cowherd. So then, what are the other 3 doing? I mean, we need to get more coverage, right? I guess the other 3 are doing this stuff. We need food, too. So actually, like, catching fish would be pretty good right now. How are we going to fill this in? That's got to be a big question for us. I don't like that exposed linen on the top there. That makes it really hard to build. But the quicker we can get that wool, the more powerful we're going to be. So, if we spend all of our silver now, it's going to be really hard to get this built out. But if we did get the 2 covered... Well, no, we can't cover the wool until we have the 3 covered. So, we could lay a snare, and then take 1 thing plus an upgrade. Upgrade the fur to jewelry. Play the jewelry right here. And that'll get us where we're going post-income. We'll be able to cover that. Honestly, I like it. I like that a lot. It does rely on us being able to hit the snare, though. If we don't hit the snare, we're in a situation. And we kind of have plans for this wood. Let's go for it. Obviously, it would be really nice to roll a 1 or a 2 here. But if we roll a 3, I will take it and we'll just figure it out. Okay, roll 1 is a failure. Roll 2 is a smashing success. So we pay 2 snares, but then we take one of them back and we get a fur. And then this guy buys us a single upgrade. And also, do we take a wood? Because we could take that ore, and the ore has very obvious value. I think we probably do take the ore. That's going to mean that these 2 silver get annihilated, but I think that's fine. We take this, upgrade you to blue, and then we do... I've already forgotten what my plan was. Wait, we had 3 guys set aside for... This is 2. And then we need 2 guys to do that. Huh. I can't remember why I had them split like this. But I think we want to do this thing, right? I think maybe I was confused and thought this was a 3-guy space. I don't know. Okay, so we're going to put in 3 silver to get grain plus cow. And then we're gonna... I don't know what. Because we want to use 2 guys to do the boat exchange. Oh, we need a guy to make the fishing boat. And also I need a coin. That's right, I had a whole different plan here, didn't I? Hold on. Let me try to reconstruct the plan from my damaged psyche here. Because I need a coin to make this all work. I don't even really have access to a coin. Oh, I can't do this thing, because even if I got a coin to make it all work, there's no way to play the coward. Right. So I was definitely going to get a fishing boat, and then do this. That's what those 3 guys are. It's fishing boat, and then convert fishing boat. So we actually still have 2 guys. I have this vague feeling that this is not what I was thinking, that I have missed the thing that I was thinking. It's fine, though. So we could probably try hunting. We could try fishing, rather. Fishing is more likely to work. And I don't hate it. We do need red food. And at this point, honestly, some oil would be fine. If we put the jewelry right here, we can put oil right there, and the rune stone right there, and that covers this whole thing. And then let me just make sure I'm not missing stuff here. So we want you 2 guys for the conversion plus playing cowherd. You for getting the whaling boat that gets converted. One of you can hunt. Yeah, and the other one can do something else. I don't know. Sorry, fish, not hunt. Fish are good, though. So we're looking for a 3 or less. I am not opposed to spending all of our weapons here, if it comes right down to it. Ooh, boy, we might not make it. No, we totally just failed. That actually is not great. We've had a lot of situations here where it didn't really matter whether we succeeded or not. But here, I think it did, and I think it did quite a bit. That said, boy, we sure have resources now. I mean, we may as well, since we know for a fact we're going to do it, let's just go ahead and cash this in. Spend the wood, make the whaling boat. You two guys are spoken for. Oh, I didn't get my 3 coins back when I was undoing the cow purchase. So what are you gonna do, little man? We definitely don't want to just kill the cow. We could get a wood and a stone. It's not terrible. We could just perform another exploration action with our whaling boat. I don't think that's very good. It gets us an island that we don't have time to fill. But it does get us another runestone right now, and then we can fill the island. And honestly, this island isn't bad, and it does give good... You know what? Honestly, I think I'm going to take it. Yeah. I think I'm going to take it, because we got our boat. Let's just go ahead and grab this. We'll grab another runestone for our trouble, and I don't know exactly when we're going to start filling that up, but I'm sure it'll be soon. And then we spend these 2 guys on this thing. So coin plus whaling boat makes longboat, and then we spend the other 2 coins playing the cowherd. Two coins and also this. Yeah, that's unfortunate because it means we have to spend exactly all of our food plus 1 coin to eat when a fish would have made this last forever. But I guess we're about to have another harvest. Yeah, so we played cowherd. We have acquired cow. And I think that has got to be it for our actions. Yeah. It feels like a pretty okay start so far. So we're about to head into income. Let's place things. You go here. Gosh, I would have liked that oil. It's alright, the second runestone takes some of the sting out. And then we could place the ore here. No, we can't. Never mind. You have to cover the spaces to the left. Okay, so we can't do anything at all with this ore. That's fine. So our income this turn is 6. That is totally acceptable. Don't quite have animal breeding, unfortunately. This is the feast. Better to lose 1 coin than to lose 3 points, but like, you know, it's not that much better. Bonus phase. Our bonus phase is actually pretty cool. We get a runestone and a wool. These are actual point-scoring tiles here. We could go wool right there and runestone right there, and we just have the fish totally tied up. We can also wool here and start building up limerick. Like, we have good options available. So, let us move on to mountain stuff. Unfortunately, silver gets eaten away by the cruel passage of time, as will we all. And sadly, most of us are not as shiny. And then, new turn. Black Viking turn? Yes, Black Viking turn. So we now have the emigration space available again, and I'm not saying we definitely should emigrate, but, like, it is absolutely at least worth considering. Let's see here. Okay, well, we gotta do the harvests. We get the 1 through 3 harvest, which is pretty good for us. I sure wish we had that fish, though, man. The difference between hitting that fishing trip and not hitting it was so big. It was a pretty grim failure. The bee island is not there to flip, but it does stack coins onto the other islands. And then we are weapon card and go. Sword? Nope, not sword. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to successfully lay a snare here. I was hoping for sword because I kind of just want to, like, use this longship once and then emigrate it. This will be how we keep our food under control, just emigrating ships as the Vikings clear the table. So If we want to raid, we should probably acquire some stone first. Not that we will necessarily use the stone, but, you know, as a backup. We also definitely would like to pick up a cow this turn if we can do that. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but doing this and emigrating makes for an awful lot of money that we'd have to spend. It would be 7 in total, which we could make happen. It's not very easy to get to 2 silver right now, though. I guess I say that, but this tile exists. And honestly, we could use a mead. Sadly, we're in a space where a mead would be pretty good for us. So, if we play that... Let's say we 2 guys play that. 2 guys go raiding. 2 guys emigrate. 2 guys buy a cow. Man. What does this guy do? He probably does something that helps generate board coverage, because we don't have a ton of board coverage going up this turn. But, like, how much board coverage stuff is there? I suppose there's hunting. And actually, we're really good at hunting right now. We have... No, sorry. Hunting... The bow is the only thing we don't have. Oh, flax to linen is what that guy does. Yeah, we totally have an opportunity here to flax to linen, and we should probably take it. Okay, I'm happy with that layout. It's pretty constrained. There's not a lot of room to play around right now, but I think it works. So flax to linen, you two go to the market and buy me some more flax, because somebody just wasted it all irresponsibly. Flax and also a mead, right? Yeah, and then we get a grain if we had a horse, but that's... I think, honestly, it's still a fair amount of stuff. Then we just go and we pillage and hope to get lucky. We don't have any swords, we don't have any stone. I don't want to put the ore on the ship, because we're just going to retire it. So we're just looking for like a 7 or an 8 in 3 rolls would be totally fine. Honestly, an 8 would be, like, wonderful. Oh, or an 11. Yeah, I'll stop with 11. Feels like we ought to take this guy, huh? Where can we... Man. What can we do with this? Is there any universe where that happens? Let's see here. We have all this stuff, so we'd have to, like, put you here. Go there. We have a runestone. We're actually really close to being able to do that. The problem is this space does have to be full. And we can't use a silver that way, because we just, like, we actually have to spend all of that silver. But if we did just put a silver here, then that gets us to... It gets us to a pretty solid amount of income right away, and then we can use more silver to cover up, like, we can get access to these other coverage spaces. So that would mean that we're potentially not emigrating this turn, right? We definitely want to buy the cow. That's got to happen. If we don't emigrate this turn, we instead save the emigration for next turn. Oh, no, actually we'll be fine, because this ore can go here. When we emigrate, we'll get a runestone that we can place there. So yeah, this totally works and is awesome, and I love it very much. Okay, so that's where those will go. They're not there yet. You can see how much they are not there yet. So let's go ahead and emigrate that ship at the cost of 4 money. And emigration gets us a runestone, which allows these things to be in the places that they look like they are in. Yeah, that's legal. Okay, so that's 4 money. And then these two guys go to market and spend the rest of our money on grain and cows, and I swear to God, if they come back with magic beans one more time, it's going to be a reckoning, a Viking reckoning, which is one of the worst kinds of reckoning. Okay, yeah. Yeah, pretty solid. So, income time. Our income is now 9. This is not the way that I usually build my income up, I feel like, but it is working. Kind of. Scribe has been phenomenal. Animal breeding. Somehow. Yes, animal breeding. Then, feast. Our feast is pretty easy. Is it like flax? Well, do I want it to be flax and thing? We're about to have flax to linen uncovered, and we're not going to get a flax, so probably the answer to that is no. Honestly, it might be cabbage and mead. Grain is just so useful. Yeah, I think it's cabbage and mead. Early emigration is, it's expensive and difficult, but it's also so powerful. So next we are on bonus time. Okay, before bonus time, I probably want to just make this happen, right? The tools. I know it's expensive, but also it's very, very good. So actually, I got to break this up into a 2 and 2 1s, and then do that. I could have broken that up into 2 2s, actually. We have to spend almost every coin, but it is absolutely worth it. And also, hey, income for next turn. Okay. So, bonuses. We get this guy. Do love to get blue tiles for bonus. Also, a runestone and a wool. This definitely feels like a pretty powerful start. No more bonuses, though. Then we pull some stuff off the mountains. I am really not doing a lot of mining this game. That's alright. It'll be fun to go mining pretty soon. We're getting down to the silvery parts of the mountain. Alright, new round with the Orange Vikings. I think that, I do not think we have overcommitted to Scribe. I think we're using Scribe like a pretty appropriate amount. And honestly, if we never get another runestone from it again, it's already been very, very good. So, what are our needs this turn? Well, at some point we need to build our thing here. We could commit the cow to this turn, since we already have one cow pregnant, the new cow will be born. So we could build the shed. We should probably get some building material income. We should probably, like, cover up some of the homeboard, huh? I mean, it's more feasible to go for it now that we've spent a bunch of resources getting all of these coverage tiles every turn. Okay, let's I guess do the rest of the stuff here. So, this is a no harvest turn. The seaboard flips. I think it's pretty likely we are not going to take another island. It's just, like, very expensive to fill them out. Honestly, maybe we could, though. We kind of have a lot of the important stuff here. We still have to cover a lot of negatives, but maybe. We'll see. And then weapon card, and let's go. Okay, sword. Sword is a good card. Sword would have been a better card last turn, when it could have gotten me this great big chainmail shirt. But it's fine. It's a fine card. Okay. We need to get some homeboard coverage going. We need to make something happen here. How are we going to do that? I probably want to put some effort into getting another boat. Probably want to build the cowshed if we're going to build the cowshed. So we can get that income going, and then that's a little bit of red food income, which we could use. Although we have a lot of ways of getting red food income, actually. You know, actually, that's one thing we could do. Instead of setting this up, we could upgrade one of these cows to a green 3x4 and just fill this space. That unlocks game meat and effectively gives us this, and also it's just like a huge space. That's compelling. Or we could get another island, and then we could do that kind of thing. If we were to pick up cork and put a green 3x4 right here, we could get a green 2x5 coming in. We don't have that many rounds left. Yeah, there'll be a bonus phase this turn and a bonus phase next turn. If we got 2 2x5s, that would really help fill the home board. That said, it would only be actually 5 points dropping it there, which is obviously less good. We could also get milk income from that board. Okay, what are the odds that we can make a longship this turn before not using this? Because obviously this ends our turn. We would have to spend either 3 Vikings doing this thing or 4 Vikings doing that thing. I mean, I love this action, don't get me wrong, but 2 wood, 2 stone's not actually super easy to put together right now, the way the mountains are set up. We could... We could do this thing to get wood, stone, stone, and then generate a wood by attempting to hunt and failing, which is likely the outcome of an attempt to hunt. Or we could instead get a wood by doing this, which is probably more sensible. That gets us that upgrade, that cow upgrade that I was talking about. Yeah, that's way better. So, what would that look like? 2 guys to mine out most of the resources, 1 guy to mine out the other wood, and then 4 guys to build the ship and the house. Leaves us with 3 guys who have to find us more coverage. Actually, if those 3 guys can find me 1 more upgrade, we can just use the combination. Oh, they don't have to. That's right. We have tools, not antlers. The tools plus the upgraded cow is good enough. So we actually don't have to do... Oh, right. Those 3 guys have to explore Cork. That's how that has to go. And unfortunately, there's not really a way for me to get a... profession card to play here, because we need the boat before we can play the 3-man explore action. I think that's what I'm going to do, though. We're going to have to eat silver again. Ah well, this is the life of a Viking. So yeah, let's do it. We can just go ahead and do this thing right now. Mine out a wood from anywhere, plus upgrade a non-pregnant cow to a clothing. Then we put you 3 guys, you 2 guys to work mining. Grab these resources and also 2 weapon cards. Should probably actually start using these at some point. We've built up quite a stock. These 4 guys do not get to play a profession card, but they do get to do some very extremely efficient building. So we're taking a long ship, because the exploration requires a long ship. We do not have a choice on this one, and then we also get a stone house alongside it. And I don't have any idea exactly how we're going to use a lot of our placeables, but we're going to figure it out on the fly. And then you 3 can go and do this exploration, which does draw us a profession. archer. So when you play it, take a bow, and then the hunting game, lower your when you're hunting game, lower your die result by 1. I know the phrase hunting game. I'm familiar with the idea of the noun game, meaning like game animals. But when I used to play this with Elise, she would always say that space was the hunting game. I'm gonna go play the hunting game, and it just wormed its way into my head, and it will never leave now. And it makes me sound real... dumb's not, but you know, it's goofy. Yeah, so then we also get cork. That was the larger point there. I'm gonna have to move some components over. We have too many boards. Boy, that's not what... Hold on a second. Let's rewind time. I do not want that and all of those in the mountain bag. That's probably going to break some things. Move these very carefully over here, away from the mountain board. Also, that player's starting mead. Have we overcommitted on these? Am I going to end up negging myself down to 30 points? I don't know, maybe. Okay, so we've done all of those things. We are now done. It is about to be income time. So this is where we got to start figuring things out. We know that we want to do this. God, tools. What a good tile. Okay, we know we want to do this, so those tiles are not available for messing with our income, but we do have some tiles that are. And unfortunately, I think we can't increase our income anymore anyway. We can cover this tile up, but we can't get to 3, so there's no point in spending anything at the moment. So let's just go ahead and take our same income of 10. And then the cow gives birth. We have to eat a silver here. I guess we can go ahead and dump this flax. We didn't actually... Yeah, we're going to get another flax next turn. We can do, like, flask and peas and silver. Someday we'll use the grain, I swear. Okay, and then it's about to be bonus time, so what other moves do we want to make regarding bonuses? That's a bonus whaling boat. That feels pretty good. We can set that up. And then, do we want the milk? Maybe I just put the wool here, and then we break this up. Yeah, to cover that. Because that's pretty good. That's probably better than the milk. And then, we may as well spend 2 coins to cover the barrel. To get the oil coming in. Right, because each oil is 2 spaces. And then we still have 5 money. 6 is the number of the next round. So if we want to emigrate this ship, we need 6 coins to do it. So we could spend 3 more coins securing another ore income, or rather our first ore income, because we're doing terribly on that stuff. But I think we don't. I think we just hold the money. We do need to cover up a lot of negatives yet. Okay, let us advance then. Or sorry, let us actually take our bonuses. So from this tile, we get leather and also a fishing or a whaling boat, which just seems like what a very silly amount of bonuses that we're going to get again this turn. From here we get oil plus game meat plus tools. Yeah, that's all. And then from here we get a wool and a runestone. look at that. This is a pretty nice set of things to be getting for free every turn. And then... that's it. That's all the bonuses. Oh, actually, hold on. We also could make some food coverage happen. Probably don't want to use the game meat that way. I probably want to have the game meat. But we could definitely put a grain in here. And then... it would be 4 coins. Well, 4 coins to get hide. No, I think we hold the coins, so let's not commit anything there. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Stone goes away. Sadly, this 2 silver goes away. Oh wait, sorry. There was a stone yet on that mountain. It can be a little hard to tell, because the stone is very similar to the color of the space underneath, which is less true of the other things. Okay, not too bad. Let's get the black meeples back, and we really, really need to focus on coverage now. I would like to emigrate these last 2 ships at some point, but it doesn't have to be this turn. We're definitely not going to get more emigrations than this. So like one time we will do this action to emigrate them both. But for right now, let's just enjoy the 2 ships that we have. Speaking of coverage, this might be a really good time to go whaling. Harvest. We definitely have all the food we will ever need. Since we're going to get another game meat for free, we have all the spacing we could ask for, and next turn's feast is going to be very light. Group all the coverage tiles together. Okay. Island D flips over. That's the one we're not going to take. And then we get a weapon card, and it's action time. Penultimate action time. Another snare. Hey, look at that. Well, I'll tell you what, we could hunt the hell out of some elk right now. What do we want to do? So let's see. If we go whaling to generate more tiles, it'll cost us that. We'll have 8 guys left. We're probably looking at playing the leather... I was going to say up here, but honestly, we just need a ton of coverage there. So some upgrades might be nice. We're going to end up with an awful lot of green tiles. Unfortunately, as good as this action would be, I don't think we can realistically take it because it involves a Gnar, and I don't think we have time to build one. We definitely want to go pillaging at some point this turn. We might want to acquire some stone first, or just play this, probably. Yeah, we almost certainly want to do that. That leaves us with 5 guys. I think whaling's a good idea. Let's whale. Sorry, let's... No, whaling uses wood to reduce the cost. I'm debating whether I want to try to get some resources first. I don't think we have the time. Let's just throw 3 dudes at the whaling. Okay, so we have 3 harpoons. We gotta roll a 3 or lower here, and if we fail, it's totally fine. Sorry, as soon as we put the guys down, we draw the card. Any time you've played at least one, I'm assuming that this triggers every time you play an occupation. And it's just worded this way to make it clear that if you, do this action, you don't get 4 Ps. So etiquette teacher is number 176. Yep, immediately after each time that you take an action in which you play occupations. It has 3 points on it, I think is the primary value of that. Let's roll the die. Okay, roll 1 is a tremendous failure. Roll 2 is just as tremendous of a failure, and roll 3 looks pretty damn good. I think we go ahead and spend the spear, and we do take the reward, even though we could just choose to fail and get 2 of our guys back. I think we want this. Yeah, man, look at how good that upgrade any number of different green tiles space would be here. And then we send this guy to the mountain. Get a stone and 2 silver. We are probably not doing an emigration this turn, so we can just bank silver or use it to buy our way into more resources or something. Now we'll go pillaging. We have 1 sword and potentially 1 stone, and I am fine with spending the 1 stone. And he rolls a 12. Okay, well, there's nothing at 14 or 15, so I think we're going to spend our sword and take a 13. This is actually 1 fewer total coverage than that, but obviously the shape of this is a little bit not ideal. I think we're going to take it, though. We'll take 12 plus 1 sword. Yeah, this is actually going to be really nice for covering up some of the ton of space we have left here. It fits here so nicely. We can make that legal. We can make that work. I'm just going to leave that there as a reminder that that's where that's supposed to go. And then we have 5 dudes left. We've gotten pretty lucky this game. It has been a privilege. We can hunt and fish and stuff. We could lay a snare. Just get a bunch of coverage tiles and then spend some number of guys getting upgrades. If we played this space, we could put down Etiquette Teacher and get all of that. Which, okay, just making sure that that stone actually isn't there. That feels okay. And then we get some double upgrades. We could turn like, we could turn some stuff into some stuff, you know? I think I like that. I like that a lot. And then we have a solo pawn who can turn flax to linen. Or maybe it's better for him to go get a red thing before we do this. Maybe he catches fish. We get oil and 2 fish, and then we use the double upgrade on, like... Well, no, we want to double upgrade the whale meat, so I'm going to have him hunt. We have 3 bows, but we don't have any spare wood. It's possible we just don't hit the 3. Catching fish, we have to hit a 6 or less, like it's very guaranteed. It's not very guaranteed. It's nearly guaranteed. It's very nearly guaranteed. But the value of the game hunt is much higher because we would upgrade this to blue. I'm going to try it, and if we miss it, I'm going to be sad. That's my strategy right now. 5 is a pretty bad one. 2 works, though. Okay, that didn't... Cards are always so finicky. Alright, we do that. We get hide plus game meat. And then we put 4 guys down on this space. Play Etiquette Teacher. Possibly never play another profession, but we sure... or an occupation, rather. But we sure do get 3 points. And then we scoop all of this stuff, which is just beautiful, beautiful coverage. And then we turn to red things blue, which is also beautiful, beautiful coverage. Hold on a second. Let me make sure that it's the whale meat. Oh no, it's definitely the whale meat. We have so much space to fill. I was going to say, let me make sure I have a place to put a 3x3, but yeah. Yeah, we do. We have a couple. Alright, so that was a pretty successful action phase, in my opinion. We're about to move to... this thing. Words. You know, the whatever, the words. We're about to move to income, so let's get that sussed out. First of all, we have to make this legal. Let's go ahead and put green tiles in places where they're not going to hurt anybody. Then maybe this isn't an oil spot. Maybe that's a skin and bones spot with like an ore in the gap. Okay, and then what other bonuses do we want? I would like to get the free shed, but I guess we don't need it. Well, hold on. Let's see what else we can do here. To get the free shed, we would probably spend like tools plus a little bit, so that would be easy enough. Let's figure out what else we can get down here. This seems like a pretty good spot for some... Oh no, it's a little bit bigger than I want it to be. This is a good place for it? Nope, I can't do that. Green stuff. And this is a good place for it, though. Can we make that happen? Can we make enough coverage for that to be sensible? You can go here, just block out a big bunch of space. We have so much money to play with here. We can afford to be a little wild. Spices laid like that. We have a lot of weird gaps. Drop the runestone here to make this a little bit easier. And, ore. Pay ore to get the ore income seems like a fine move. We need to break this into singles and patch the holes in this form. Then obviously I want to cover that as well. And we may as well break this into singles because we're going to need to fill that. I think we can... this being green really sucks, actually. God, huge green shapes, man. Well, we do still have this available. We could potentially play this down here and either not cover this or, like, do it like this. Like a wool here to block that, and then an oil, and that means we only have to put 5 coins around it to get it, which honestly is still probably worth it. 2 of them are value... yeah, it's 4 coins, and 2 of them are value neutral, like... Well, hold on, that's not income. Let's focus on income. So, if we wanted to make that 6 happen, we do have enough coins to just make it happen. But let's use this thing too. Okay, that's 6. We do not have the ability to just force the 7. Unless... And then we use you... Just patch 1 more of the holes, then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's maybe a way to make this work. Okay, what if we pull this guy out, do this here, then we can lay him right there, and now it only takes 4 coins to patch the shape. Better. No, you can't quite do that. I guess we can just not play the oil there. Yeah, that's fine. We can use the oil for something else. And yes, the shape is totally legal, which is a nice thing. It's always good when you accidentally follow the rules. Okay. I am comfortable with that income, which is to say 17. 10's probably not a good idea. 8 and 3 of these makes 14, and 3 of these makes 17. Right, that was the right number, 9 plus 8? Yeah, okay. And then... Sorry about that. It's a little... Okay. Then animal breeding. Cow gets pregnant. Then feasting, which is... What's the best way to do this? Grain plus game meat seems like an okay feast to me. Yeah, sure. That's cool. And then we're moving toward bonus. So, we probably want to put some coins into some bonuses. At the very least, I probably want that shed. So we use the barrel to cover up 2 spaces. I guess we want it down here where it's completely surrounded by coins. And then we just actually do this, right? 4 of the 6 coins we put in here are value neutral. And the other 2 are effectively value neutral in the sense that a shed is worth 2 more points than its negatives. So we're paying 2 points of silver to get 2 points of shed, and then maybe more points of shed. And that still leaves us with a fair amount of money to play with next turn. I mean, we're going to need 7 for emigration, and honestly, that might be it. We don't necessarily need a lot more money. And then we still have lots of space to cover here, but we can figure it out. I think I'm cool. I think I'm good with just that. Okay, so a shed. Well, hold on. Probably we take our shed, right? So this is 8-6, and this is 8-6, but this lets us... Thing is, do I want to pay a cow into it? I kind of don't, because I think I want to upgrade this cow into a 12-point tile right there. We could build the armory instead, which is 0 points straight off. We'll have a little bit of an easier time filling because we can spend food on it, whereas we can only spend wood and stone on the other thing, and we already have some wood and stone capacity. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to build the armory here. If we built this, I could make this 8 minus 3 really easily without putting in the cow. Yeah, so we can make this a 5. Let's build the cow shed. It's actually pretty easy to make it, just 5 points, and I think that's fine. Okay, so we got our shed. We also get a leather and another whaling boat, which is just going to be worth 3 points. Hard to be upset about that. Then over here, oil plus game meat plus tools. Over here we have a wool and a runestone. And then over here we actually do get stuff now. Wood and stone and ore and runestone. And sadly, no mead. Oh, we should probably put stuff here before the bonus phase happens out as well. So, like, we have this cabbage. And then we have peas. And then we have 2 silver. And then also 1 silver. So we can pull the hide here as well. Not that we necessarily need it, but we certainly have it. Okay, now let's go. So, as the bonus phase, mountains. All this stuff is actually empty. We went from almost never mining to aggressively strip mining several mountains out of existence. Okay, we get Vikings back. Last round is an orange round. So I would kind of like to pick up another profession card if we can, because we are intending to do a missed a guy. We are intending to do a 4-guy action, but I don't think that our profession right now is very good. I mean, it's a card, or it's a point, so that's fine, but we can do better than fine. So what is the third action that we would do? This is pretty cool. We have ore stone, so we'd have to get a wood somewhere. Well, the wood plus 1 upgrade space is available, and I think that that's pretty good. It lets us turn the non-pregnant cow, sorry, not over, but into clothing, which we can do some work with. And then we're going to need a bunch of money or a bunch more blue stuff or a bunch more upgrades, because we can't currently really fill space all that effectively with these tiles. We also have way too much food. I'm not really sure what the right solution to either of these problems is. Well... Oh, I played this and I didn't grab the wood. I did our upgrade, but it's important to grab the wood as well because we wanted to do this thing. This is going to get us some coverage. So 2 wood and an ore and a stone makes silver plus tool plus chest plus runestone. And a silver. So we're not going to draw another profession then. So these guys are the emigrators, and then you guys are... Good lord, who knows what you're doing? I guess let's start placing this out. What they could be doing is getting 3 upgrades, I suppose. So let's start placing this out and figuring out what it will look like. Obviously, this fits very cleanly right here. We gotta remember that 7 of this silver is already spoken for. So, we might have some problems related to that. Put down runestone, to block that in. And we can put a chest in front of it. We got a runestone again. Put like oil right here and use the tools to block for it a bit, and that's gonna need some silver to be patched up. Then you can go right there, and you can go right there, and yeah, it's just real awkward. So the way that looks right now, we could make things a little bit easier with some upgrades, but what we would not be able to do is actually get more fill. So if we have 2 silver available, it goes like here, and I don't know, somewhere. We flip this over somehow, we could put that... This is tough. I really want to fill up the whole home board. We don't necessarily have to fill all of the islands. I think we've gotten enough value from each island. But I really want to fill the home board up so that we can get that maximum income hit for the last turn. So this is going to end up probably not actually getting us a huge amount of points. And this is like a grain, goes here, right? And takes all the negatives off. So how would we do this? We could buy 3 upgrades. If we took 3 upgrades, it would be like game meat becomes skin and bones, and then we carefully turn one of these green things blue, and then we turn some food red? Or... I don't know. I don't think there's any reason not to just do this thing, just get this out of the way. So let's do that. We'll play Archer. It will get us a bow that we don't need, but it will be a point on the table, which is really the only thing that matters about it. And then we pay 7 coins and get 1 back. And we emigrate the longship, and also the whaling boat turns into a small space. So no, we don't need red food at all. Grain is our entire feast. Yeah. So these guys are going to be re-upgrades. I guess alternatively they could be that. It could be 3 things off of a mountain plus 2 weapon cards. That's interesting. If this was blue, it would let us tuck a lot of the other stuff behind it. Okay. Let's say we make this skin and bones. We cannot upgrade this again. It's upgrades to 3 different tiles. We don't have to turn any food red, so we turn you blue and also something else. It doesn't. The clothing doesn't actually help us very much. If it's blue, I think we can just like turn that blue. That's our 3 upgrades. And then we can pull all of this stuff, and probably those 2 can stay. There's nowhere else that it makes sense for them to go, really. Okay. So can we, this stone can just go down here. Can we, with these, find a way to puzzle the correct shape out? Actually, I wonder if maybe we end up doing something more like this, just because the awkward shapes here aren't helping anybody. I don't know. We'll figure this out. So let's say we do that. Or maybe like this. Kind of like that. And then we runestone. One of our precious coins goes here. And then this is going to be a little awkwardly shaped no matter how we do it. Okay, so we've got all the green shapes dealt with. No, we don't. Never mind, I'm a liar. We still have an oil that must be placed. We do like this. And then, not quite, huh? There's probably a good way to do this. We have one more tile than we actually need. There's a way to puzzle this together. Fortunately, I do not immediately see it. These are creating some problems. So hold on, let's take the silver back. Let's try this the way I had it before. I know some of you already see the solution and are shouting right now at your monitors. Just hey, I'll get there. I'll get there. You know me, slow but steady. So we do like this, and then we can cap this off pretty easily with something. Pretty much anything. But this creates a problem. Do this if we're sure that we've got the shape from there. I don't think we are sure of that, because these guys are just slightly the wrong size. You have so many little shapes. I don't know how I could not do this. Gotta be a way to get these fitting. Okay, we put you in the back. Okay, that squirrels away some of the some of the troublesome green tiles. Put this here, and this here. That doesn't quite do it. close. That's really close. It turns out we can only afford to waste one space, though. Wonder if this is maybe actually not doable. It would be a real shame if we missed out on it by one, because it is like 4 points. Alright, I'll tell you what. Maybe I will try... Maybe I'll pause the recording and play with this a little bit and see if I can figure out a way to make it happen. It does seem like maybe I'm just out of luck on this one, though. What was the last thing I did? It was 3 upgrades. So 3 upgrades did give us 6 extra spaces. If we didn't take that, we kept... No. There's no way. There's no way that it's correct not to take the upgrades, because we are only 1 space over the total number that we need, which means without this we were 5 spaces under, and we could get this, and this would make our shape much more flexible, but it would also make our shape 1 point short of completion, even at maximum fill. So... Okay, let's try this thing again one more time, because I thought this was interesting. If we do this like this, then we create a solid rectangular shape, and all we have left are rectangles. You're right there, because you're a problem. We have to prioritize getting the 2 talls into position. Now see, this ends up at best with us wasting 2 spaces again. So we're going to fill 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah. This guy's going to have to be part of the overhang, huh? So if we pull these in like this... Oh, hey, you, stay put. Yeah, wait, does that just works, right? Let's see, we have to go runestone here. You can be right there, and you can be right there safely. And then it's... Yeah, this is the one. This totally works. Okay, and we don't have an overhang. What we have is a silver, which we place here because that space is too negative. Okay. And then we don't have anything to do with all the spare food, which is a shame. Feels a little bit not ideal, not optimally efficient. But wait, did I just not? I just didn't take the 2 guys at the beginning, and I looked right at them too. Okay. Sorry, we have 2 guys left. Oh, what is wrong with me? Well, with these 2 guys, we probably just want to generate more stuff then, right? Because we still have spaces we could fill. What do we want, though? We also now have to spend a coin on food, which is fine. We have the coin. So, we don't have any... Oh, we have a stone. This stone is not actually committed. So we could do this thing, turn 1 point of stone into 3 points of stone. And then also, do we have a flax? We do have a flax. Yeah, flax can get us 4 points in a bunch of places. Runestone here, coin there, flax here, coin there. Yep, okay. I think that's what we'll do. You can never have enough flax to linen. And then we have to eat. Hold on. Am I allowed to take my final income? I know I don't have to, but am I allowed to? Because I would like to in this case, because I need the coin for something. I'm pretty sure I can, but I'm just gonna triple check in the rules real quick, because this video is not long enough yet. I'm certain there was a note about it somewhere. Here we go, income. Nope, doesn't say anywhere. Let me look at the scoring area where it talks about scoring for final income, because it may say something there. Here we go. Yes, instead of paying out the income of the final turn, you may just note it as score. The word may appears. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna do those two things. Flax becomes linen, and stone becomes runestone plus coin. Right? That's gotta be the most valuable options we have left. You do this, which is also 4 points, but it doesn't, yeah, it doesn't get me... We're taking a 4-point action and a 2-point action here. You could catch fish. Catching fish gives us a green tile to play with, and also a red fish. That means we don't have to spend a coin on this, which is actually just equivalent in value to the runestone play, right? The runestone, yeah, this gives us a 1x2 tile and a coin, while the other one gives us a 1x2 tile and prevents us from spending a coin. Yeah, it's the same thing. I'm just going to leave it the way we played it. Okay. Oh, I forgot. We did play an occupation, so we get peas. The peas don't do anything, but we got them. You can't say we don't have them. Okay, so... place this here. I don't know, it doesn't matter too much where we put it. That there, put the silk here, or actually, no, it's better to put the silk in a place where it covers 4 points straight up, and then we do this, and then we do take our final income instead of leaving it on the table, and we use 2 of the coins to cover up the other -2s, because those are actually point positive instead of point neutral. Okay, that is it. That is the game. Then we are finished. So, at the income phase, we do take a final income of 18, 26, 27. A little inconvenient to have to take it, but cover up you and you, and then it makes sense to just hold the rest of the points. We could also break these up and cover up negatives with them, and it would be the same net value. But that seems like a lot of work. Oh, hold on. You should cover that. That is also a bad space. Okay, yeah, there we go. Then we're done. Animal breeding. We do, in fact, receive cow. Who doesn't love to receive cow? And then I guess, actually, we can do this now, right? This thing is in any time. It doesn't change anything at all, so I guess I'll do it. We spend 3 points to gain 3 points. But I guess I don't have to note a negative here. And then we feast, and there's no way to not spend a coin on feast. It's possible that I made some silly errors at the end there. You can tell my brain is done with doing stuff for the day, so... But I think this looks like a pretty good score to me. Alright, let's score it out and be done for the moment. So, ships. First thing is ships. We do have 3 points of ship. Also have, in emigration, 4267. That's a pretty good start. Sheds and houses, our score here is not entirely amazing. 18. Sheep and cattle, we have 3 points of remaining cattle. Occupations. Our occupations are worth a total of 5 points. I've missed exploration boards. I should definitely note that. It is 50 exploration points. That's a pretty important one. I was looking at it, I was like, why is this not adding up the way I want it to? We have 23 raw silver, and then we effectively have 0 income points because we took our income. And we did not, this game, take the English crown, which feels like a little bit of a failure. Maybe not an important one, but yeah, it's like a moral failure. Okay, negative points. No negatives on the home board. Exploration boards, we have a few. 5, 10, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 23, 27, 29, 31, 34, 38, 41, minus 41. Hey, that's a big number. And then sheds and houses, we have minus 3 on this particular house. Okay, so I think it's still an okay score. This is definitely calculator work, because I can feel my brain. She's tired. Don't close that. I need that. There's no shame in admitting that your brain is not up to a thing. Minus 41, minus 3. That was a 125. It was an okay score. I thought it was going to be a little more impressive than it turned out to be when we were getting all of this emigration going nice and early, but my eyes were bigger than my stomach a little bit on the islands. I mean, we got a lot of good stuff out of them. I'm not sure that it was wrong to take any of them. Like, if we think about it, Cork, which is where we had a fair number of negative points, we got Shed plus 2 whaling boats, one of which we emigrated, plus 2 10-point tiles off of it. So it's definitely point positive. Limerick is like hugely point positive. Isle of Skye is also hugely point positive. So we got so much income off of it. So yeah, I think it was right to take all the islands that we took. It's just I needed to be more efficient. We probably needed to push income on the home board a little bit earlier. Also, our life would have been a lot easier if we'd had more building materials, so I think I underdeveloped the home board early on that one. But on the whole, still, I think a pretty decent score. Not going to set any records here, but I'm pleased with it. That is going to be it for us for today. This time, for real. I really mean it. Thank you all so much for watching. Anybody who got through all 4 of these, you're my kind of people, possibly. I guess I don't really know that much about you. For real, I'm going to bed. Come back next time, Monday. Cool, different stuff. I'm going to cut some people up with a lightsaber. That'll be fun. And we'll see you then.